Want to talk to you.
Hey, you got some beef.
Hit him up!
Move out!
Move him out!
We want to know what's bothering you in the world of sports. Give Murph a call at 312-644-6767. That's 312-644-6767. And tell him what's beefing you in the world of sports. What's Your Beef is brought to you by Brown's Chicken Sandwiches and Catering.
Visit them at brownschicken.com. Murph, what's your beef? Phone lines have jammed out here. When someone hangs up, that'd be your cue to dial quickly. Jesse Rogers will join me between now and 2 o'clock, covering the White Sox for The Score. Plenty of Cubs, Sox, Bears talk coming up. But Tuesday means what's your beef? Let's get to the phone lines. And for the best beefs, I send you to the best beefs in Chicago at Brown's, the Italian beefs. I've been telling you for years. These are like your grandfather, your dad used to have in Chicago back in the old days. Brown's has it nailed. The Italian beefs, the Italian sausage, just like they're supposed to be. Just like if you've moved here from out of town, you always hear about Italian beef in Chicago. That's where you go. You go to Brown's, put them together. The beef, the sausage. It's a combo. That's what Frank Portillo says. Let's go to J.J. in Naperville. Hello, J.J.
Murph, I got a beef.
What's your beef?
Murph, I generally don't want to beef referees because it's too easy from time to time.
Too
but
easy.
This game with the Bears, Murph.
Yeah.
There was a fumble, okay? They call the play dead or down by contact, and
Correct.
then they don't even see who has the ball to the point that you can't even review it, and they're just too concerned, and then you see the replay, and it came out. This has been going on for years, Murph. I think they make that call because they want to take the play away from being able to be reviewed, and it's disgusting.
Well, you know what? You raise a great point. There are a lot of flaws in all rule books. Don't get me wrong. The NBA, MLB, NFL, they've all got, quote-unquote, a flaw in this rule or that rule. But with the Ed Hockley and what you're talking about here with the Bears, they have to, number one, figure out a way to have that whistle either not blown so soon, because the players have been trained since Pop Warner. When they hear the whistle, freeze, stop, the play's over. Also, how come Lovie Smith is not allowed, or couldn't he have thrown the red challenge flag out? It's change of possession and, boundary calls. Isn't that the two main things for the red flag?
Murph, the referee should make the call, but the other judges should run to see who has the ball.
Well, right.
There has to be something done. It's getting ridiculous.
Well, that's their other problem. For 100 years in football, the guy that came out of the scrum, or whatever the word is, with the ball, that team had the ball. Now they're trying to say, well, he got it later, so we're going to give it to the other team. How can you change that rule after 100 years without the rule committee changing it for you?
They're 15 feet away. Get somebody else in there. There's plenty of people that aren't working. These guys got to get fired, Murph.
Hey, I like your angle. JJ, go visit your neighborhood Browns, courtesy of Murph. All right, buddy?
Go Cubbies!
Oh, hook you up. JJ in Naperville. He knows Browns taste better. Let's go to, those gourmet chicken sandwiches with the bacon, stop at Browns. Hey, how about a gourmet chicken sandwich with bacon? Let's bring in, a lot of NFL talk today. I love it. There's Blake from Churubusco, Indiana. Hello, Blake.
Hey, Murph, I got a beef for you.
What's your beef?
The NFL needs to look at their format on overtime.
Overtime format. I'm interested. Tell me more, Blake.
I'm thinking that they ought to go more like the colleges, because the 70% of the time when the coin flip, the team that wins the coin flip is the team that's going to win the game.
That's. I'm not sure of the raw numbers, but I know it's got to be over 50%. But continue, please.
I'm just saying, the college game has a little more entertainment where both teams have to, their offenses and defenses both have to be on the field, and the pressure's on from the 25-yard line.
Well, it also helps if you don't pull a peanut and get flagged for unnecessary roughness like Tillman, but that's neither here nor there. I do believe the NFL overtime format, as you call it, Blake, is flawed. I don't want to go to a whole run-and-gun thing, though, after you play 60 minutes of hard-knocking, football in the NFL. Can I make a suggestion, see if you like my idea for the format? The first team to score 4 points or more wins. Think about it.
Yeah.
1 field goal would not end the game.
Yeah, that'd be good.
2 field goals or 6 points. The first team to score 4 or more would win the game. That would prevent that, one fluke play, quick kick the field goal. You'd have to score twice via field goal. What do you think?
I think that's great.
Oh,
that's right.
Thank you. The only problem is, Blake, they haven't asked you or me, have they? Thanks, buddy.
Nope. Thank you.
Churubusco, Indiana. I just love saying Churubusco, Indiana. I also love saying thetowngroup.com. Now, these are my guys, my friends, the pros for big commercial, industrial heating, air conditioning. Thetowngroup.com. West Town, North Town, Southwest Town, Northwest Town. Those nice white trucks with the red stripe. Good guys. Thetowngroup.com. Let's go back to the beef lines. Uh-oh. They say go to Ron in Wheaton. He's got something he wants to say. Hello, Ron.
Murph, how you doing?
Good, Ron. Everything is eligible. What's your beef?
Okay, Murph, I want to first of all say I love your show.
But,
you have a great show, and I love the Score radio
Thank
station,
you.
but I got a big beef with the Score today.
Go ahead.
It's Steve Goodman's anniversary. He died 24 years ago today. And no one in the Score has made any kind of mention or paid tribute to the poor guy.
Well, maybe I can tell you what. We have some clips of his famous song, The Dying Cub Fan's Last Request. I promise you I'll play a little Stevie Goodman, not the Go Cubs Go that everyone's playing, but his first big, great Cubs song, Dying Cub Fan Last Request. I'll play a snippet for you between now and 2 o'clock. Okay, Ron?
Thank you, Murph.
And, Ron, hang on, buddy. You're a winner. Go visit my friends at Browns. It tastes better. Let's catch up on a few things. It's Murphapalooza. What's Your Beef shall continue. I love this. Aykroyd and Belushi. Sports Radio 670. Go to brownschicken.com. Check out Brown's 5-piece kick and pick football meal for $9.99 and the kick and back with Butler sweepstakes right there for you. brownschicken.com. Hell bent for leather. Fred Merkel 100 years ago pulled a boner today. We got Stevie Goodman today, 24 years ago. Merkel's boner, all that and more. Wow. Freddie Merkel forgot to run to second. Head him up, home up, head him up, home up. Cut him out, cut him out. Drive him in, ride him in, ride him out, cut him out. Ride him in, rawhide.
Donovan, I've got your mom on the line, and she's got a major beef.
Welcome back. It's Murph. Second round of phone calls. What's your beef? My friends at Browns. You know it tastes better. They want to find out what you are beefing about in the world of sports. And let's go next to DeKalb. Eater. Oh, I see where he's going. Eater is on the score. What's your beef, Eater?
Hey, thanks, Murph. My beef's with the NFL.
Okay, go ahead, Beef Eater.
Well, these fights that they have during the games, the announcers always say how it's always the retaliator that gets the flag.
Second guy in. Show discipline. Right.
You see the replay, and sure enough, that holds true. So the NFL's got to know this. Why don't they let these refs use instant replay to review these calls? And that way the aggressors can get penalized. At least you get offsetting penalties and nothing else.
Beef Eater, I'm with you. I raised this a topic yesterday to our Score football expert, Hub Arkish. And Hub, as I recall, to put it politely, basically just laughed me off. But he was kind. Oh, come on, Murph, And I said, Hub, I understand there's a lot of too many delays already. Who wants to sit through another round of instant replays? But Beef Eater, you're onto something. Now, in DeKalb, I don't know if they have at the red light, at the stoplights at your big intersections. In Chicago now, they have a camera posted. And if you race through the red light or run the yellow light, they'll take a picture of your license plate, and you get a ticket. You've heard of this before. Do they have that in DeKalb, I wonder?
Not yet, Murph.
All right. Now, guess what's happened in Chicago? There's been a tremendous decrease in people running the red lights, which, of course, is the most dangerous thing because you get T-boned when you pull out on your own green light, or pedestrians. So guess what? Even at the intersections where they don't have these cameras, studies are finding that people are stopping for the red light all of a sudden because they think they might be on camera. Do you see where I'm going with your topic?
I like your angle, Murph.
They'll stop doing the business after the whistle because the fear that they might be reviewed by the referee for 15 yards after the play.
Yeah, they'll be afraid to get that guy going.
There you go.
Try to do it, Tillman.
Stop on the yellow light, right?
Right.
Eater. Thanks, buddy.
All right, Murph, take care.
All right. Beef eater. I like beef eater up with some blue cheese olives, please. Let's go next to, Jay, don't worry. I got a couple beefs of my own. Billy from Beverly. Hello, Billy.
Hey, Murph, how you doing?
Fine, Billy. Brown's Chicken wants to know what's your beef.
My beef, Murph, is with the Chicago Tribune. I pull out my sports section on Sunday, and it's this annoying wraparound section, and it's advertising something called This is the Year. And I look at today's page, and I thought it was like at first I said it was a pre-order of some book or magazine. I'm a Cub fan, by the way.
Yeah.
And then it says, and then today's it says, on sale at bookstores Thursday or whatever. This is the year. This year hasn't happened yet. What are they talking about? This is the year. Well, a magical season. I mean, it's been a great season, but this is bad mojo, Murph.
Well, you know what? The smart thing is there was once a book out or a song called "Wait Till Next Year."
Yeah,
I think it was our guys out in Berwyn out. It was the Ides of March and what's his name? Peterick, the great group. Jimmy. Yeah. And he had a brainstorm, I thought, some years ago. He had a Cubs song called "Wait Till Next Year," which he could sell and play every year.
Exactly. Who's going to buy this book? This is the year before the playoffs even started. I don't get it.
Hey, I like your angle. Go visit my friends at Browns. All right, Billy?
All right, Murph.
Nicely done. Billy from Beverly. Let's go back to the phone lines and see.
Hey, Murph?
Yes, Jay.
What's your beef?
Oh, I thought you'd never ask. Obligation.
Obligation.
Here's what it is. Lou Piniella in the paper today. It might be the only time I've ever disagreed with Lou. Or maybe I just have to sit Lou down and show him where the misguided historical view that he has been pounded with for so many years. Lou says in the paper today, talking about these last 6-7 Cubs games after the clinching, quote, he says, it's difficult this week, knowing which roster to put out, which lineup to put on the field. He goes, it's difficult this week because the teams that we are playing, the Mets and the Brewers, are still contending. He says, contending for postseason. We, the Cubs, have an obligation. Here's my beef. We have an obligation to put representative teams on the field to try to win some games. Baloney. You don't have an obligation, Lou. Why try to win the division, 7-8 days, clinch it early with a 10-game bulge, if you still have to play your regulars every game because of this cockamamie theory that you're obligated to try to put a representative team out against the Mets and the Brewers? Here's where Lou has been caught up in old school. And frankly, I have, maybe you have, and most of baseball. This whole BS about putting out a representative competitive team if you're playing against someone still in postseason running like the Brewers and the Mets is twisted backwards, bizarro world, if you will, from back in the day. And I'm talking about back in the day before there were divisions. Now, here's why I think that this has to be changed in Lou's mind. Before divisional play, back before, the old days, but when I was a kid, there was one league, the National League, one league, the American League, with 8 teams in each league. Here's what would happen. My favorite team when I was a kid, the Cubs, were always in 8th place in September, about 50 games out. Now, what the competitive balance thing is all about was this. Let's say the last weekend of September in 1961, 59, the Cubs were playing the Dodgers, who were tied for first with the San Francisco Giants with the 3 games to go. The obligation they used to always talk about was this. The last place team, the Cubs, were not supposed to just play their AAA call-ups from Salt Lake City. They were supposed to play Sano and Williams and Banks and their top players so that it was competitive for the Giants, knowing the Cubs were playing their best players against the Dodgers. Everything is now reversed. Why in the world should the lead dog, the Cubs, worry about teams behind them? It used to be the low team was competitive to keep the balance when they're playing the first-place teams. It's backwards, and it's wrong, and I wish some... Did you see in the Cub game yesterday, around the 5th inning, they took Soto out of the game. Soto had the bad left hand. Remember a couple days ago they took him out of the starting lineup, X-rated, and he was okay? Now, Cubs game yesterday, about the 5th inning. Camera zooms in the Cubs dugout. Trainer's looking at Giovanni Soto's hand. Len Casper goes, oh, they're looking at his left hand again. Then Len goes, wait a minute, it's not the left hand, it's the right hand. He left and was taken out of the game for Coy Hill. I'm not saying that this would ever happen, but Lou might have been smart and said, hey, you know what? Let's pretend like that hand of yours is bad, Gio. I don't want you catching anymore this year. Let everyone think you got a bum hand. That's what I would do if I were Lou. Screw these other teams. That's why you have the 7 games to play with, and you clinched it on Sunday. Let's go to Robbie. Oh, Berwyn, Illinois. I love Berwyn. Hello, Robbie.
Hey, bud. How you doing?
Fine, Robbie. What's your beef?
Oh, boy. I got a big beef with the Sox game management this year.
Uh-huh.
Actually, the past few years, it seemed to me that the 05 Sox had found a winning formula with Ozzie ball, small ball. I enjoyed watching them win those one-run games, and when the big bats went cold, they always found a way to win then. Why can't they find a way to win now? I'm tired of watching hitters struggle to get on base, and when they do, like via the walk and no outs, they seem to want to press the easy button and think the dinger's coming.
All right.
But then it doesn't.
Let me ask you this, Robbie. You raise a great point. Tonight, we're going to have Jesse Rogers on in a few minutes from Minnesota. I don't know if Ozzie's got his lineup batting order out yet, but tonight's game, and this is right on your topic, Ozzie's got 6 outfielders. He can pick and choose. He's got Griffey, Swisher. He's got Dwayne Wise, Anderson, and Owens. What will Ozzie do? What should Ozzie do tonight in that ballpark where you need speed, outfield play? Sort of along your lines. Do you go big ball with Griffey, Swisher? Do you go littler ball with Dwayne Wise in there? Maybe Brian Anderson? Maybe Jerry Owens? I know you're not going to bench What does Ozzie do tonight?
I say you get the young guys in there running the place.
All right. All right.
See some pitches.
We'll find out. Hey, Robbie, good beef. Hang on. Best beef for you. Browns. Woo! All right, hang on, little Jack Brickhouse. Woo! Let's go to Chris on I-55. Hey, Chris.
Hey, Murph, how you doing?
Good, buddy. You started on I-55. You're probably somewhere over on the Dan Ryan by now. I apologize. What's your beef?
Hey, I got a beef with the Bears defense.
Uh-huh.
This vaunted $180 million defense is stuck in the wind on TV halfway through the fourth quarter in a game that we actually won the time of possession battle.
Sucking wind. It was 80 degrees. It wasn't even that hot. I heard Dan Hampton, a guy who's played the game, Danimal with Holmes before this show, and he agreed with you. Appreciate the call. He said they're not doing two-a-days. It's basically, he's saying they're not working hard enough in Bourbon. Hey, Michael from Naperville's my final beefer of the day. Hello, Michael.
Hey, Murph, what's going on, buddy?
Good. I hear you want to beef the Bears also.
Well, I'm going to specifically look at that defensive line because, listen, for years and years, every expert in the world said when you know that the other team has to pass, it gives your defensive line such an advantage to wear that everybody out and get to the quarterback.
You would think so.
And I watch these guys come nowhere near a guy who can't even move in the pocket, and when they call timeout, we're on one knee looking like they were going to die.
Now, they had max protect, which means they kept an extra guy in. I've heard a little rumbling now. One of the Bears' defensive linemen has said, hey, we need the corners. When they're in max protect, they only got 2 guys going out. We need the corners to, help with some corner, coverage out there also. So they're starting to point fingers. Babbage, stop doing the 6-7 to Buddy Ryan. Send one more man than they have in. Screw the max protect. Send in one more man than they got, right?
Well, and you know what? Sometimes you just got to stand up, be the man, and beat the guy in front of you, and don't worry about if the corners are up tight.
Well, though, if they got 6-7 guys staying in against your 4, then you got to look at the defensive coordinator or the cornerbacks also. Michael, good job, buddy. I appreciate it. And go visit BrownsChicken.com. All the great locations around Chicago for the gourmet chicken sandwiches, chicken and bacon, Italian beef, Italian sausage. Put them together, call it a combo. And BrownsChicken.com for the Kickin' Back with Butler. That's their Kevin Butler promotion. It's a sweepstakes. Also the 5-piece Kickin' Pick. kick and pick. Oh, man, for $9.99, a big football meal at Brown's. It's Murph. Jesse later, more baseball. Plenty to do between now and 2. Sports Radio 670. The Score.
Thanks for participating in What's Your Beef. Join Murph for another edition of What's Your Beef. What's Your Beef has been brought to you by Brown's Chicken Sandwiches and Catering. All winners of the Mike Murphy Show are only eligible to win prizes once in a 60-day period.